Hi everyone, it's Ingrid from Toronto, back with another lock update. So, it's been a little while, so I wanted to check in and let everyone know how my hair is going. First things first, I achieved this look. This is a braid out, so what I did yesterday, I got out the shower and it was a little bit damp because I don't cover my head when I jump in the shower, so it gets a little bit damp, which is cool. And then I did maybe like six big braids, and left it in for about 3 hours or so, and then took it out and got some really nice beach waves. So I'll give you a 360. So, you know, when you do a braid out, you get a little bit of length, which is fun. You know, I have a goal. Collarbone length is my goal. But collarbone length, not a braid out, just the regular hair. Not stretched. But it's coming along. My routine is the same. I wash my hair twice a week, like every 3 days. And I use a clarifying shampoo, which I just put a little bit in a squeeze bottle, like this much. Fill the rest of the bottle up with water and dilute it and squeeze it through and give it a really good massage. Really nice wash. Rinse it out and do it again. And the other days it gets wet in the shower, which is fine because water is your friend. And then I separate whenever I feel like they're starting to Congo, you know, but so far, so good. Some of them I did let Congo a while ago, you might remember, like this was 4, and I let those guys marry. And also a really nice update. So I've always had sort of 2 areas of my hair, right, just above my temples, here and here. Where the hair just never really grew. I always had patches, but I recently noticed that I'm getting a little bit of length and a little bit of budding right here, which would be perfect because I always said, man, it would be great to have a lock right there, you know, because I have one here, one there, and then there's another one a little further back. Look at that, starting to bud. This was actually joined to another one beside it, but I decided to separate it. It'll have a nice enough base, and we'll see what happens. And also, on the other side, right? Look at that. Look at that. So for those of you starting in your freeform journey, this is what's going to happen to your afro. It's going to start to bud and start to look like pepper seed. You know, little pepper seeds, look at that. So don't pull them off. It's starting, what's happening is it's starting to knit itself together. And look at this one, perfect, just what I wanted, you know, a lock right there would be great. So I'm gonna leave those alone and see how they do. And we'll check back in another year or so and see how they're doing. So yeah, no oils ever. I've never used oils in my hair. And I want to address something right now. I watch a lot of videos, tons of videos, of people claiming to moisturize their hair with oils and products, creams and that. As far as I know, oil is not moisture. Water is moisture. Oils are lubricants. And I don't know why anyone would want to lubricate their locks, add oils to it. You see, if you add oils and product, you create buildup. You attract dirt and dust, and it stays in there, and it makes your hair heavy. You know, you want hair that blows in the wind and that's light. You know, I don't feel it. The only thing I feel is the hair, you know, when it's touching my face and my neck, but otherwise it's not heavy. But you'll have heavy locks if you goop it up with products, oils and that. So no oils ever. Use a clarifying shampoo, no conditioner. You wash your hair as often as you want. you want water. You want moisture. You want to moisturize your hair. Use water. That's moisture right there. And I don't sleep on a silk satin pillowcase. It's not necessary. And it's soft to the touch. It's soft. It's great. I love it. All right, so that's my routine. But I want to list some reasons why you want to freeform. If you're thinking about it or you've started it and you want to see how other people's journeys are going, I'll share with you all my reasons for why I love freeforming my hair. So freedom is what I wanted. That's why I started locking my hair, because I had loose natural hair and it started to get long, but the longer it got, the more work and effort it took for me to keep it detangled and looking presentable. So I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to focus on other areas of my life, and I wanted that freedom, and I wanted hair that didn't need to be done. I wanted hair that didn't have to be done. I wanted to be able to just wake up and go and leave the house like most of the rest of the world can do. Why is it that people with straight hair, straight textured hair, can wake up, run a comb through it and out the door, if that? I wanted that too. And I wanted to know that my hair had the ability to do that. And I asked God, I asked the universe to just show me, how can I accept my hair so that I have that degree of freedom? And I watched a ton of videos and I was like, okay, I think locking the hair will give me that. And then I continued to watch. I'm like, I think freeforming. I think I need to just let it be free and not have to worry about the frizzy. Why? Why do you want to tame this? This is what's growing out of your hair. It's like wanting to tame my fingers. This is how my fingers grow out of my hand. So this is me. And so I accepted it. So I think the biggest lesson, one of the biggest reasons for freeforming your hair or semi-freeforming your hair, is to experience what it's like to accept yourself fully. Because if you feel that you need to twist your hair in order to tame the frizzies so that it looks presentable, then you need to admit to yourself that you haven't fully accepted your own natural crown. And that's conditioning, because I didn't for years and years. I permed it and I wore amazing extensions that were done really well, but I was still scared of the wool, man. Don't be scared of your woolly, kinky, frizzy, nappy hair. That's the hair for you, and you want to know that you can embrace who you are fully. So self-acceptance and self-confidence, because when you do start to accept yourself for who you are, it builds your confidence. You feel like you are being true to yourself and you're coming from an authentic place. Who knew that your hair could build confidence? Hey, look at that. All right, so another reason, I guess is the third reason, is that it frees up your time. Time is so valuable. We all have the same amount of perceived time in the day, right? Sun's gonna go up, the sun comes up and then it goes down on all of us at the same time. So what you do within those hours, it's valuable time. So I wanted that time to focus on my life, to focus on my business, to focus on marketing my business. And in fact, right now I'm writing a book. So if you don't know, I teach actors. That's my own personal business. IngridHartCoaching.ca, personal development coach, performance coach, and I'm an acting teacher. And right now I have the time to write a book. Right now it's a free online download. It's called The Metaphysics of Acting, an actor's guide to experiencing real personal transformation and inner growth through drama. Like, amazing. This is all of my desires, all of my dreams, all of my interests coming into one, and I'm packaging it right now as a free online a download. The link will be in the description box below. And I'm also expanding it, and I'll self-publish it and put it out there as a book for people to read and encourage them to take an acting class and to experience their own personal changes and growth, overcoming their own obstacles, and doing it all through a character in a script. Why not? And also give a great performance, right? So it frees you up. What is it that you want to explore in life that you don't have the time to do because you spend an hour in the morning? And there are some people, some lockers out there that spend so many hours twisting away the frizzies and buying products, money spent buying products, and time spent in applying products and all of that. So free up your time and save money too. I use one product. I use a clarifying shampoo every 3 days. I wash my hair like 2 or 3 times a week, every 3 to 4 days. And that's it. I spent $2 on a bunch of little rubber bands, so when I braid my hair, I can band the end. And I have a little water bottle a spray bottle. That's it. But the shampoo is the only thing that I will have to replenish. So free up your time and free up your money too. Freeform hair. So the next reason, we'll call this number 4, it's soft. It's soft and it's touchable. And you want hair that's light, soft, touchable, and that blows in the wind, right? If you're using product, you're weighing the hair down and it's going to get heavy, especially if you're twisting it. Especially if you've got light, fine 4C hair like I do. I have 4C hair all throughout my head. And if I were to twist it, it would be really thin. So here's the one at the front. Look at that. If I were to twist this, how can I show you? Look how thin this would be. It would be teeny tiny and not fluffy. And it would be scalpy. So if you like the scalpy look, then go for it. But I don't. I like the full, fluffy. You know, there are people who do their best to give their hair body. But when you've got hair like this, underneath this, it's like an inch of afro. There will always be this much new growth. Always. You're always going to have your afro as a base. And that gives you the soft, fluffy fullness for free. Wouldn't you want that? Don't you want that? So if you've already been twisting your hair and you've got long locks, but it's all twisted and there are people that have to do lock pedals in order to have that fullness. I recommend that you start over. Start right on over and let your hair start growing out on its own, just like this will. And then you'll have that fullness, and then eventually you'll have the length. So collarbone length is my next goal, right? But not collarbone length when it's a braid out, because it's when you braid it out, you stretch it out, which is fine. I love that too. But ideally, I'd like for it to be collarbone when it's in its shrunken state, not stretched out. The next reason number 5, I already talked. I mean, they're all kind of the same reason, but there are no products, no oils, no creams. You don't have to do an ACV rinse, an apple cider vinegar rinse. You see, if you use oils and creams and it gets clogged and it attracts lint and dust, then you have to burn it all out with the vinegar. You have to detoxify your hair with an apple cider vinegar rinse. I even watched a video with a young lady who was doing an apple cider vinegar rinse, and she was putting oils in the apple cider vinegar rinse. So she was just reversing the process that she wanted to do, which was remove all of the buildup and all of the oil. But she was putting lavender oil and all her favorite oils in the ACV rinse. But to each his own. I just think that's a waste of time. And you got to soak it and hold your head in there. And yeah, you got to get all that gunk out because you don't need to put it in there. I don't know why we're scared of our hair. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It's conditioning, mental conditioning. And I was under the spell of it as well for almost my whole life. So I saw the light. I found the solution, which was to just let my hair do what it wanted to do, its natural process, and undergo its natural locking process. You know, that's what the hair wants to do. Mothers, let your daughter's hair do this all on its own. And when it starts to lock, gently separate them so she can have tresses to play with. And if you do this to your girl child or your boy child when they're 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, by the time they're 13, 14, 15, 16, man, they're going to have hair that they can play with, that they can put up, that they can style, that they can curl and do fun braid outs and have a blast with their hair and not feel like they're inferior or like their hair is a mess or that it's wrong. They can't go swimming. They can't get it wet. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. We're going to look back on these days in the future and be like, what the heck were we thinking? We were just blind. We were blinded to our own beauty. Can you imagine? Okay, so locks, the next reason, I lost count now. There's so many reasons. If you love braids and you love to do nice, thick, long braids, you know what it is you are longing for and what it is you really want? You want locks, okay? Locks are like braids. They're like naturally growing braids that you never have to undo or redo. They're just yours and they grow out of your head. You know, when I do a braid out, sometimes I'll do a braid out where I'll use less hair so that the waves are very defined, which I really like. And this woman the other day, Spanish woman, she looked at me and she said, "Your hair is so neat." And I said, "Thank you." And she kept looking at it, you know. I imagine she thought that I created the lock. Like I styled my hair into the lock form. But she didn't ask, and so we didn't go into details. But she kept looking at it and she said, "I love your hair. It's so neat, neatly done." And it was, it was like this. It was all furry. I had all my furriness, all my Afro furriness happening, and then the waves, and she loved it. And it was just interesting to have someone with straight hair to perceive my kinky, furry, coily, nappy hair as neat. Imagine that. The next reason is your hair is always ready. It doesn't have to be done. You don't have to get it done. You can style it, but you don't have to. This is my dream come true, that I can wake up and go to a meeting just like that. I don't have to take 45 minutes or half an hour or even 20 minutes or even 10 minutes to do my hair. It doesn't need to be done. Which leaves me a whole 45 minutes of extra time to prepare for the meeting. Hello. So I'm looking down because I have all my notes here, but I went off on a tangent and I kind of hit everything. So by the way, the drying time is short. So I wash my hair and I dry it with the fluffiest, it's a white, fluffy towel. It's so soft and fluffy, and I get right in there and I make sure I dry it as much as I can. I rub it, you know, I rub it to dry it because I want to dry it as much as I can. And then I take the hair and I put it in the towel and I squeeze the towel around the hair and squeeze out all the water right to the end, everywhere. And by the time I get out of the bathroom, my hair is fairly dry. So within the next 2 hours of air drying, it's dry. How convenient is that? Don't you want that kind of convenience? Don't you want this kind of hair that blows in the wind, that's soft, that you can sleep on any which way you want to? Don't you want this kind of hair? And I gotta talk to my brothers and sisters with 4C hair. There was a time when I thought 4C hair was the most difficult hair to have. Now I realize it's the best hair I could possibly have. Imagine that. My own hair is the best hair I could possibly have. So if you're just starting out, hang in there. You're going to go through the budding stage. You're going to go through the sticking out stage. Do whatever you need to do in terms of wearing. I wore a lot of scarves. I did, because it was sticking up and out all over the place, and I didn't like that aesthetic, so I covered it until they started to hang. And I didn't even cover it for the full time. I have to admit, I did kind of wear it like sticking out, and I just embraced it. And before you know it, you're going to start to see the real you shining through. So just accept it. Embrace it and accept your own fluffy, furry self. Don't see it as something negative. And it's going to build your confidence. It's going to free up your time. You're going to fall in love with yourself all over again. Rediscover yourself. Don't you want that? I do. And now I've got it. And I'm really happy. And I can't wait to see. Like, I keep looking forward to the future. Because I've never fully accepted my crown until these last few years. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to develop into and how it's going to look. And I'm going to bring you on the journey with me. So I'll see you again. Maybe in the summer I'll do another update when I get some more length. When I reach collarbone. And I don't mean here, you know. I mean like below the collarbone. My goal is to have a nice long bob, you know. Layered. Just layered at the ends. I'm going to have a lot of fun. And you're going to come along the journey. And we'll check back on these little guys and see what they look like as well. So thank you for being on this journey. This is a long video. Look at that, 23 minutes. I don't care. I'm going to upload it same way. And have fun and be inspired. Ask me any questions you like. And click on the link below. Read the book. If you're not an actor, it's for actors and non-actors. You know, the arts are vital. We need the arts in our community. The arts are what help tell the story of a people, of a community, of a society. And it's propaganda, and everyone has their own message, their own propaganda. So what's yours? Use the arts to deliver your message. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. And that's it. Have a good one.